And so as a result of kind of reverse engineering, which I talk about in the book, of learning how to step back into each one of these planes, being able to understand where the belief is, where a decision that created the belief, which was based on a emotion, which was based on a feeling, which was based on thoughts, which was based on a sensation, and working your way back, if you will, to the core of where it is you actually experience life, where you actually experience the world. Gives us a new framework to understand that just because this vibration has come into our field does not necessarily mean we have to respond to it in any particular way. We don't have to give it a particular meaning. It doesn't have to have an automatic kind of response to it. We can choose to take control of some of these automatic responses.
So when would you be doing this reverse engineering? So there's a scenario. I'm driving home today from the studio, something like that happens, say for example. When would I be doing the reverse engineering, and while it's happening, how would I work with that? I know you have it spelled out in the book, but kind of,
well,
again,
there's many different contexts that you'll be working at it. I mean, because when it's happening, if you have developed the skills and the knowledge and the actual, activities are put on automatic pilot for being able to identify what's happening. When you've developed that skill level, which doesn't take a long time, I mean, just a couple months, really, of really just contemplating this. I mean, even within the first few hours of realizing really the depth of repeatlessness, it is with you for the rest of your life. You will never forget it. It will be relating to everything and everything that ever happens from that moment forward. Yet, in answer to your question, as you gain skill level at being able to identify really what's going on in you, you will deal with it right in the process. You will come to it another time and look at it in the past and kind of be more reflective on it to see if there's a greater depth of going through the memory banks and going through the sequence of events that occurred so that you can see how you responded to it, how you made that mean something, where that original meaning came from, if there was some traumatic event that happened in the past that's associated with it. And so there's a whole myriad of ways, that you would look at it. But ultimately, what it comes down to is, ultimately what it comes down to is realizing that you are not your thinking mind. Who you are is not the thoughts.
Flat out, that is so.
No question whatsoever. And as a result, if you can see it, hear it, think it, imagine it, contemplate it, any of that process is not who you are. And as a result, when these things are occurring and now you're starting to look at them, you're looking at them as almost as if you would be watching your TV. There's no longer a personal investment in being subjective, if you will, that this thing is happening to you. This is happening to your perceptual vehicle that comes with your body.
Yeah. And one of the things that you were saying to me the other day is that in the book, you approach it from many different angles. And basically, whatever it takes to come to that. There are a lot of different tools, but whatever it takes to get to that is really the aim.
Absolutely, because I've had people who've been meditating for 30 or 40 years read the book, and for them it's like a refresher course. Or, I forgot that. Or, and everybody finds something. And I've had people who've done no meditation, no contemplation like this whatsoever, who have read the book, and it is a beginner's tool in that regard for them. They now have a reference point, a place to begin, because the first 7 chapters of the book explain what the brain is, what the mechanism is, how we perceive our reality. The whole 8th chapter, which is then again half the size of the entire book. It's 268 pages, and about 135 of them are the first 7, and another 135 are is what I call recipes for repeatlessness. How to turn your everyday life into a conscious activity. So from taking your shower to washing the dishes to cutting the grass to being with your children, whatever it is, how to use all these different activities to bring the awareness that every moment is fresh and new. This moment right now has never happened before. And when two people can come together with that understanding, that every moment is fresh and new, so too those two people then can agree that we can make this moment and what is happening mean and be anything we want. And that's a beautiful opportunity for mankind. And you know, I have Christians who've read the book. I've had Hare Krishna people, and the people who are very much into the Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita, and Muslims and atheists, and all different types of people. I've had literally thousands of people read this book, and each one has come to it saying, wow, this is an amazing thing. I don't have to give up my religious beliefs, yet I can learn how to be present and understand where my religious beliefs came from and why they have meaning to me. And then how can I embrace everybody else's exploration into understanding what it is, you know, we're doing here on Earth. You know, what is the real, you know, human pursuit? What is this experience all about?
Yeah. And if people are interested in more discussion about this, you're going to start every Monday at the Temple of Peace on Haiku Road, starting at 7:30 prompt.
Yes, thank you. Promptly, not Maui time, not Maui time.
So just briefly mention that, and then hopefully maybe we can we have another song?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be great. At the Temple of Peace, every Temple of Peace every Monday, for, like you said, 7:30 to 9:30, I want to have a conversation. And I want to have as many people who wish to participate, kind of like a junior explorers club in consciousness. I've had certain experiences, and more often than not, when I have these conversations with people like you or at parties or what have you, people are saying, well, yeah, I had that same thing happen to me, and oh, that makes sense. And so I want to help to facilitate and create a space where as many people as would like to have a conversation about what brings them to a sense of peace, what brings them to a sense of the ability to include all people as brothers and sisters, and how to include themselves on the planet in the ecology, not just above the ecology and like for the, you know, the environment for their manipulation, but how we are the environment. We're part of it. And so any conversation that's about uplifting the human experience and nurturing the human experience and sharing and loving the human experience, I want to have that conversation with as many people who are open to coming.
Thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much for being on the show.
My pleasure, Steve. I'm really grateful to be here.
Repeatlessness.com to contact this man in any way or see, you know, one of the incredible websites out there, repeatlessness.com. So that's it for this episode of Life on Maui. Once again, we have an amazing guest. So grateful. And come back next time for, I'm sure, another wonderful guest in our cavalcade of incredible people we have here on Maui. We're so blessed to be here. I feel so blessed to be here. So thank you. And until next time, aloha.
Call me crazy, but I'm never giving up my dreams. No